Hi guys, Bart Robley here, coming at you from my studio, the Bart Cave. Today is day 5 in my 31-day video diary, Life as a Professional Musician. There's a whole reason why I'm putting this video diary together, and I'm going to kind of tell that, I think, at the end of it, of what made me decide to do this. I've touched on it a little bit, but I think the last video I'm going to really kind of drive the point home of why I decided to do this. But today what I want to talk to you about is something that's very near and dear to my heart, and something that I do almost on a daily basis, and that is teaching drums. Teaching music and helping people achieve their goals with music and with drumming. I heard, there's a lot of different thoughts in regards to teachers, and there's so many amazing drum teachers out there right now. A lot of people that are teaching online, a lot of people that do exactly what I do. They have a studio and students come over. I've named a few of them in my videos in the past in this series. Mike Johnston, Dom Fimulero. All these guys are so phenomenal. One of the things that there's an old saying that I want to be really clear about with the young drummers out there. There's this old saying where sometimes people say, there are those who can do and those who can't do teach. And in the music business, I want to be really clear about this. This is not true at all, okay? The great John Riley, who wrote the book Beyond, or The Art of Bach Drumming and Beyond the Art of Bach Drumming, I think it was he that had a quote that said, some guys can really teach, some guys can really play. You should take a lesson from guys that can do both. And so I think it's really important to seek out and find a good drum teacher or a good music teacher if you want to play. In my case, it's drums. If you want to play an instrument, if you want to become a professional and you want to move into the world of making a living as a musician, I can almost guarantee you that you will teach. One of the times where, and I used to think that way. I thought that way before. Well, gosh, if I'm just teaching, then I'm just sitting around talking about it. I'm not actually doing it. But my entire adult life, I've either been in a band or playing drums or teaching drums. So I'm here to tell you that that's not true. And one of the points in my life where I really realized that was, I've said in past videos as well, that I've been really fortunate enough to study with some amazing drummers. One of my favorite ones was Greg Bissonette. I got to take 3 lessons with Greg, and they were very enlightening in so many ways. And we talked a lot about business, and we talked a lot about just being a professional. And I learned so much from him, not only about drumming, but just how to run my business. And I've also studied with, gosh, I could go on forever, Ralph Humphrey, Tony Pia. But what I really learned from these people is not only how to play the instrument, because that's the original reason I went to them seeking knowledge, but I also learned from them just how to be a good person and how to run my business and how to be the best drummer that I could be. And so that's what I try to pass on to all of my students. Now, when I first started putting this video diary together, I started doing it on my phone because I wanted it to be real impromptu and just kind of off the cuff, kind of like this one is. But I decided to go ahead and go with the GoPro because it's looking a little bit better. I'm going to splice in a piece of video here from one of my students. Her name is Jessica, and I asked her at one point when I was originally doing the video about teaching why it was that she came to me for drum lessons. And she said some real nice things. So I'm going to edit that together here, and let's see what Jessica has to say. I'm going to be giving a series of drum lessons all day. It's about 1 o'clock in the afternoon, a little after 1. I'm going to be teaching until 10 o'clock tonight. It's going to be a long day. My first student of the day is here, Jessica. Say hello, Jessica.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm good.
Good. Awesome. Okay. So we're including Jessica in this lesson today because what I want to do is I want to talk to her about why, what it is that she wants from drumming and what her hopes and aspirations are. And you, the viewer, might hear either Jessica or one of the other lessons today go, yeah, that's what I want to do. And maybe she can help answer some questions from you or for you. And so now my student becomes a teacher a little bit. So it's kind of I think for me, I think it's an interesting thing, and she's said that she's cool doing it. So here we go. Jessica, hello, there you are again.
Hey.
So tell me, what is it that, first got you interested in drumming?
Okay, so first interest basically was my dad, because he was a drummer when he was a kid. Music has always been a big part of our family in general, and drums were kind of the coolest thing for me, so when I was able to start playing, I was really excited about it. But it took like a long time to decide that that was the thing I wanted to do.
Well, that's great. Well, then I guess my next question would be, what are your aspirations, either with drumming or with music? Is this something you want to do as a profession, or what do you want to do with it?
Yes, I'm planning on doing it as a profession, hopefully. Right now, it's more of a hobby just because I'm in the middle of school and like work. But I want to make sure I can get my skills up as far as possible, just in case I decide to major in that, if I wanted to become a teacher or even like be in a band or something.
Yeah, and that's kind of like what we've talked about before, and what I'm talking about with this whole series of videos is that, you know, sometimes you have to be, you got to wear a lot of different hats, you know, like I was just saying a minute ago when I was explaining to you what we're doing here. I was on the road with the band, and now you and I are here talking about drumming, so, and this video. Okay, and then last but not least, why is it that you chose, you know, to come to me as a teacher? How did you get hooked up with me, and what made you decide to come to me as a teacher?
Well, my mom did a lot of research on specific teachers that we were interested in, and then we kind of contacted you and got a call back. It was pretty random at first, but I feel like the reason why we stayed with you was because you like offered me so much, like you met and exceeded my expectations of what I thought a drummer like teacher would be, because I had never met anybody, and I learned so much within the first couple of weeks that I decided that you were the best, so I stayed.
Oh, man, that's so kind. Well, thank you for that. And just, okay, so say bye.
Bye.
Man, that's just so awesome. I mean, she's great, and I'm very thankful to have her come over and take lessons from me, and just, she's an awesome person. She comes in every week, and the thing I got to say about Jessica is that pretty much every week she's a remarkable artist in her own right. I mean, drawing and painting and stuff, but she's a remarkable musician in that every week I'll give her something and she comes in ready to play. I don't think we've ever had, like, if we were working on a song, I don't think there's ever been a time where she came in and I said, okay, let's work on that a little bit more for next week. She nails it every time. Her dedication to her craft of drumming and her practice are second to none. For those of you who are thinking about the life as a professional musician, I can guarantee you again that you will teach. You know, when I went to Greg's house and took his lessons, that's when everything changed for me. Like I said, I really realized, wow, this guy has done platinum records and done world tours and done all this stuff, but he's still teaching. And really changed my thinking. Okay, the drums are arguably the oldest instrument on the planet. Okay, so when you're trying to do something on the drums, brand new, you're going to be pretty hard pressed, because again, it's the oldest instrument on the planet. Therefore, it's very rich in history. There are, you know, we can talk about, you know, the best-selling drum book of all time, George Lawrence Stone's Stick Control, written in 1935. We can talk about Gladstone. You can talk about the Moeller sticking technique. We can talk about traditional grip. We can talk about match grip. There's so many things, you know, that you can cover. And what I want to say to all young people out there that want to be a pro and that maybe want to get into teaching, go for it. Teaching isn't for everybody. Teaching really isn't. You've got to have an extreme amount of patience. But for me, the most gratifying thing is to be in other people's lives and affect their journey in a positive way. I remember when I was a young kid and I was first getting into the music business, there was nothing more important to me than being able to play well and be the best, you know, drummer that I could possibly be. And I still work at that every day, and I still work at hopefully getting other students to achieve their goals doing the same thing. So to all you young guys out there and girls, anybody that wants to get in to be a professional musician and make a living at it, don't be afraid to teach. Don't be afraid to stick your neck out and really go for it. And don't be afraid to continue to go to people seeking knowledge. I still take drum lessons. I just read in Modern Drummer magazine how Neil Peart still takes drum lessons from Peter Erskine, Neil Peart, the guy from Rush, the Tom Sawyer dude, right? Neil Peart, he still takes drum lessons, right? There's nobody, I mean, he's arguably considered to be the best at what he does in the world, and he still takes drum lessons. I think that's great. So, you know, get in there. Don't be afraid to go for it. If you really want to be a professional musician, you can do it. You can. You know, just go for it. And if you want to get into teaching, if you got any questions about teaching, send me an email. Find me online, bartrobley.com. Put a you know, comment below this video. Send me a message here on YouTube, whatever. But anyway, there you go. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow in day 6.